We are live for 125. That's right. It's episode 125 of the weekly comic wrap up, the show where we go through the FOC picks of the week, followed by the market report, and then the hot topics. Now, somewhere in the mix, we also have Steve, but I'll talk about that in just a minute. Guys, it's been an amazing day, man. It was awesome. Kicked it off hanging out at the Sugar Shack with Steve. I had my buddy Johnny there, who's my ex-drummer. The wives were there, the kids were there. It was awesome, dude. It's still weird seeing our kids playing together. You know what I mean? Like, we've known each other for so long, and here we are with kids. We look at each other, and we don't see responsibility amongst each other. It's just this. It's not a thing. But yeah, no, it was so fun. I feel like I gained 8 pounds. Probably did, but yeah. Anyways, big show tonight, guys. There's a lot to discuss, but before we get into it, I want to talk about HANNA Auctions. That's right. Go check out Auctions.ca. HANNA Auctions has so much great stuff up for auction every single week, and it goes beyond just what you're seeing here. They've got even restaurant stuff. If you need vehicles, they got vehicles. They've got it all. But of course, us, the nerds, we're looking for sports and trading cards, toys, collectibles, comics. It's stacked with amazing stuff, guys. So go check it out. It's auctions.ca. I hate having to talk about it, to be honest with you guys, because the current auction for comics is one I hope nobody discovers, because there are tons of books that I'm eyeing on there. So yeah, I mean, if you don't want to visit for just the next 6 days, I mean, I won't hate you, but definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Of course, tomorrow, guys, madness has already kicked off, and I'll get into that. Comic Legion goes live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and they go live every single Monday, bringing you the new comic book day books of the week, available on the table, hosted by Letheros and by Chia Pet. They're bringing you all of the fire. And when I tell you the deals are there to be had, they are there to be had. And this week, in particular, we've got the Daredevil blind bags, and it is still crazy to think that Marvel chose to label them blind bags for Daredevil. Like, they could have went with anything else, surprise bag, I don't know, anything, but no, they stuck with blind. Comic Legion or whatnot already started these over the weekend, and man, let me tell you, it got crazy. People were getting wild, and the hits were not normal. I don't know what happened. Comic Legion must have buttered somebody up over at Marvel, but man, I think they hit like 8 1-in-100s. Like that Rose Besh 1-in-100 got opened at least 8 times on that stream. You got Daniel Warren Johnson. You got that Marvel Rivals and the tease that everybody's chasing. Everything was being opened. I was like, what is going on, dude? So they're getting more that are going to be available tomorrow. So make sure to tune in. You don't want to miss it, guys. There's going to be deals to be had. And yeah, man, nothing but amazing times. I will say that from what I saw with these Daredevil blind bags, Marvel totally stepped up their game. But we'll talk about that in just a second. Guys, want to remind you all that our brother Gabe is actually auctioning off an incredible piece of original art. This comes to close April 5th, man. There's just a couple of days left. We'll check in throughout the show to see where this stands, but the bids are there. And I don't want anybody to miss out on this amazing piece. So make sure to check it out. For the hot topics tonight, Torpedo says no new comics. Yeah, no new comics. Yeah, come on, man. We're going to talk about that. It's got people asking a couple of questions around town. So definitely want to get into that. And of course, the big stuff from this week. CBCS. Yeah, not CGC. CBCS has said that they are closing up shop. That's right. CGC, well, they really were dancing on that grave, but we'll talk about that later on in the hot topics. Steve swings by every single week, but not this week. Nope. Steve's got some family duties. Like I said, I had the pleasure of kicking it with him today, but he's unfortunately not going to join us tonight. But I do want to let everybody know something about Steve. Steve over on Instagram is going to be kicking off a real series. So make sure to tune in on that one. He had made a little subtle announcement about it over on Instagram. So go give him a follow, man, if you're not already checking him out on Instagram. Steve is starting to venture out on his own, doing some cool things. So show some love. On Instagram, it's at This Is Steve, as you read it right there. So make sure to give him a follow, and let's kick off the show. I said that at 5 p.m. Eastern Time today, whatever the outcome between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes game would be, would set the tone for the show tonight. So if he seems a little grumpy, cut him some slack, because the Habs swept this series versus the Canes. Guys, Travis, what's up?
Yeah, I'm just miserable. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic, dude. Call the ambulance, but not for me.
What a brutal day. What a brutal day. Every literal team that I cheer for lost today. All of them. All of them.
I know.
The Braves, the Canes, the Hornets, the Blue Devils, my NASCAR driver. Everybody lost. None but losers over here. I'm dying. It's a bad sports day, brother.
Remind me, who's your NASCAR driver again?
Mr. Ryan Blaney got bumped up into the wall right there with about 40 laps to go. It was really good stuff. Really, real thrilled about that.
Okay. I mean, that happens, right? So that I understand. But the Canes, if I can be fully honest, that was their game to lose tonight. They did not. They performed, but
yeah. Hey, they were zipping around. They looked good. They had speed. Everything was good, but it was a tough loss. It happens though. They are fading fast. They are going lame at the worst time right now. So hopefully they can get their act together here before we get into the playoffs.
Well, you know what? In our group chat, Pacino was not wrong. He said that he would much rather play the Canes right now than Tampa Bay. So let's hope.
Hey, we whooped Tampa Bay like they owe us money. So I'd rather see Tampa Bay than Montreal right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dude. You know what? It was a wild season. The series between the Habs and the Canes. Obviously, you guys got 0 wins. But the Canes, dude, you never know, man. You can never count those guys out. Never. Especially, dude, you got players like Jarvis. Oh, like, come on.
You keep bringing up Jarvis because he gets you fantasy points.
Yes. Dude, who was it that ripped that shot? The first goal. Well, the only goal you guys scored.
I think it wasn't Svetch, was it?
Yeah, it was Fetch.
Svetch, yeah.
What a bullet, dude. That was a rip.
And when he decides he wants to play offense, he can score.
Yeah, pure top cheese. Pure top cheese. He beat Dobesh like nothing. I thought Dobesh was injured. Guys, if you don't want to hear the hockey talk, well, I promise you, we're gonna wind it down.
It's a tough day.
Yeah, C2E2 happened over the weekend as well, man. C2E2 has just come to a close, and I saw nothing but amazing things, dude. You saw our crew was there, man. Covrprice was there. Matt and John went live over on the Covrprice YouTube channel, which I thought they didn't even tell us they were going to do that. That was amazing. It was such a nice surprise. They had their panel with Jenny Frizen, and what a great panel, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool to see. Just really, really awesome day for everybody involved. And hate I missed out on it. I know you kind of hated you missed out on it. We both were kind of itching to go, but maybe next year. And yeah, it looks really, really, really awesome for everybody, and super excited for them. Just everybody involved.
Yeah. You know what? I was watching the panel, and like, obviously I'm studying, right? I'm taking notes, and you know, I want eventually, you know, this is going to happen. And I was telling myself, dude, you know what I would love to do? I'd love to take this show on tour. You know what I mean? Like, go to the cons and just do a live. We go live. Obviously not the weekly comic wrap up, but like just a hangout sesh with like artists and writers and all of that jazz, man. You know what I mean? Like, we get together, hang out, just set up like 2 couches, a TV, you know what I mean, behind us, and like, let's just hang out. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be fun. It would be fun. I feel like it would be loud. I feel like we would be yelling at each other probably, but it would be fun.
100%. But we would need an MC. We need an MC.
I would love it. I'm here for it.
Your dream MC. If you had to pick somebody, who do you want shouting it out, man?
Oh God, Dream MC. Holy crap, that's such a hard answer.
I want the Kiss guy.
You
I
want the
want the
Kiss
Kiss
guy?
guy. Yeah.
You know what? Do you know who Adam Ray, the comedian, is? He does the Dr. Phil bit. I want him in the Dr. Phil outfit as our MC. Just constantly, just every time somebody says something really crazy, he just cuts to the camera and goes, "We'll be right back."
That would be hilarious. Hilarious. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. My mind, like the wheels started spinning. I'm like, man, how can we have fun at cons and just have a hangout session? I think, that was one of the ideas. But who knows? Maybe it does happen. Keep an eye out.
It
Could happen at any point. But let's talk about this show because it's time we kick it off. Chat, I see every single one of you, and I appreciate everybody who comes here to rock it every single week. Those of you catching the replay, love you. But it's time we talk about the FOC this week, and our brother Leftero's putting in the work. So, Travis, you ready?
Let's get it.
Let's go. John Bernthal staring into your soul, making sure that you guys know before you hit your FOC and get, your message to your shops and be like, hey, dude, this is what I want to order. There you go. There you go. We're going to go through it. FOC selections of the week for March 30th. Lefteros, like I said, putting in the work. We're going to check out those selections. Now, if you want to order any of these books, you live in the States, check out comicnation.us. They give you 15% off every single week. But get an additional 5% off by using discount code Black Crown. If you're in Canada, well, you got Comic Legion. 20% off every single week on the FOC orders. You get an additional 5% off if it's your first order by using discount code ENLIST. Now, let me tell you guys, the websites give you some points back as well, which always come in so handy with every transaction. Dude, it's crazy because I do 2 weeks of FOC and then I get on my third week a huge, a nice discount. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I get $10 off or whatever. So
yeah, man, it's awesome. The rewards are just fantastic. Probably the best of any of the comic sites I shop at for sure, I'd say.
Yeah. By the way, I appreciate every single one of you guys giving recommendations for taking the show on the road. I think it would be really fun. Calgary Fan Expo would be great. Really planning on doing Toronto, guys. Toronto Fan Expo this year. So if you guys are all going, let us know, man. I'd love to meet up. But let's get into it, man. First book on the list this week, we've got Captain America 10. That's right, man. Introduction of a child claiming to be Victor Von Doom. Now, Captain America and Salvation are finally going to throw it down, bro. And Zdarsky's been doing some amazing things. You hear people throughout chats, on social media, Instagram, everywhere. Everyone talks about if you had to pick some of Marvel's best stuff right now, what would you pick? Captain America is at the top of the list with obviously Infernal Hulk. Those are the two that everybody's talking about. Ultimate Spider-Man was up there once upon a time, but that has come to a close. Yeah,
right.
That did. It did. It hurt. It hurt.
I know.
What a
hurt
beautiful, beautiful last panel on the book, which was very similar to the first issue. But yeah, dude, back to this. I definitely want to see the throwdown, but for me, it's who's this child claiming to be Victor Von Doom, dude? Are we seeing a Von Doom from the past? Is this somebody else? I don't. What's going on? Where is this Von Doom coming from?
It's hard to tell. I'm actually a few issues behind on this, but I have heard nothing but great things. It's kind of like what you said, with Infernal Hulk and with this series. These are the two series that people are really hyping up at Marvel right now. And the first couple episodes, I will always say episodes, the first couple issues of the series were really good, and it's just something I wish I've stayed up with a little bit better. So I've got a stack here, got to catch up on them, but everything I'm hearing is that this has not slowed down at all. It's continued to be awesome, and which I think is great because having a good Cap book at Marvel is a big deal. I mean, get people buying this book. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So for myself, dude, I really want to see the showdown. I want to know what is going on with this child of Victor Von Doom. So yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Captain America should be on the list. Make sure to pick it up. Great read. You won't do any harm by picking this up solely for the read. forget spec. But moving on. Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon issue number 3 gives us the main cover here, is also giving us the first cover appearance of Tyler Torrens, Prime Warrior subject. Now, I have no idea about this character. I have not kept up, to be honest with you, but the design is wicked, wicked. Love that. Dude, the whole mask thing, dude, it feels like this character straight out of like Mortal Kombat.
It does a little bit. It looks like, yeah, it's got that or the old school, like where they had all the different, I guess you'd call them the ninja look or whatever, but you had Sub-Zero and Reptile and Scorpion. It's got that same kind of face covering, you know what I mean? It looks very, very, very similar to it. Yeah, this is a really cool cover. I mean, like, I'm not reading this one. This is another Zdarsky. I'm not reading this book, but I would grab this based on cover alone. I think it's awesome. And the fact that it's the first cover appearance is, that's a plus in my book, at least.
Yeah, Rattlesnake saying it looks like a 90s character. Yeah, that's it.
Very much.
I thought Mortal Kombat 90s, yeah, it feels like a character that you would see probably in like Youngblood or something like that. Like it totally has those vibes, but very interesting look here for this character, and definitely want to know more about it. So Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon number 3, great suggestion. Yes, see, even Michael Baker, same timing, great, dude. We're getting the second printing, guys, of New History of the DC Universe, the Dakota incident number 1. We all saw what happened with the last one, but this one being the cover B. You got the static cover depiction here by Dan Mora. Now, as I said, second printing, Dan Mora, dude, I want to see more Dan Mora on static.
Yeah,
looks amazing. And one thing that Lefteros literally said on, I think it was one of the Whatnot streams, I'm like, man, he's spot on. He was saying, he's like, dude, Dan Mora is literally today's Neil Adams, like everywhere, putting out killer work everywhere he's at, dude. I can't help but agree with that. That statement is spot on.
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time you saw a bad Dan Mora?
Seriously,
think about it. Like, really, like, rack your brain. When's the last time you saw a Dan Mora that you were like, I don't like it? I mean, it may not be your favorite Dan Mora, but have you seen one that you can remember that you were like, yeah, this is a miss? Not that I can remember. This is amazing. I mean, seeing Dan Mora, take on static like this for this cover is fantastic. This is the thumbnail book. Like, this for me, like when I saw that you made this a thumbnail, I was like, yes, this is why we're here. This freaking cover is so good. And love to see Dakota Incident getting a second printing. We know it popped off. The first printing really popped off on the aftermarket, and love that we're getting a second printing so folks can get out there, and if you want to read this, check it out and grab that second printing. But man, I'm not even looking at the cover A on this. You know what I mean? Like, this is, if I'm getting one, it's this one.
Yeah, I'm on the Dan Mora one as well. I'm totally gonna pre-order this, but within the first print, of course, guys, if you've read it, you already know, like, it was an amazing read. There was a lot of things that happened within this book, but when you had not picked up a copy and you were probably wondering what was going on, guys, pick this up. This is a good opportunity for the sake of read, man. I can't stress it enough. Totally worthy of a pickup. Supremo's trash without Alan Moore. Rattlesnake saying Dan Mora works hard. He's probably there every new comic book day, and that is spot on. That's what I'm saying, man. Reminds me a lot of Neil Adams. I look at it, what he's doing, how he's consistent with his work, all over the place, man. Whether it be DC, whether it be Marvel, like Dan Mora has been doing so much amazing stuff, and I just love seeing it, man. Even on the indie side, like, it's amazing.
There's so, like, he's not solely a superhero artist, right?
Yeah.
But the way he draws superheroes is just so pure to me. Like, everything, like I love every depiction that he has and every take that he has on superheroes, and his takes on so many of DC's biggest names has just been, like, phenomenal. And I can't say enough about it. When I see a new Dan Mora DC cover, I'm like, oh, yes. So, yeah.
Yep. Pre-ordering the hell out of this one. And then moving on from this, I love how everybody's bringing up the memories from the 90s and stuff. But yes, Absolute Wonder Woman issue 19, this one being the cover A, we're getting an introduction of the Troika lasso. I want to know more. Tell me about this lasso, guys. We say it all the time. I know it sounds redundant, and I hate having to sound redundant, but it's a fact. Absolute Wonder Woman has been amazing. Absolute Superman, amazing. So, obviously, Absolute Batman, but another one that people should just be reading, man.
Wonder Woman, for me, and this, I don't know, this might be a surprise. I don't know. You and I talk fairly often, so this may not be a surprise to you. But Wonder Woman is the first one I grab when it comes to the Absolute books, as far as like if I'm looking to catch up reading, like if I get a couple issues behind on each of them, because I read in blocks, right? Like I read in chunks, and if I wish I had time to read on New Comic Book Day every day or every week, but it's tough. So when I'm going to catch up on these books, believe it or not, Wonder Woman is the first one I always start with, because it's always the one that I'm like, I'm really invested in this story. I love Hayden Sherman and Kelly Thompson, like just a fantastic duo here, and it's my personal like go-to read when it comes to the Absolute stuff right now. Other than Manhunter, man, Manhunter's been really good.
Dude, Manhunter is like taking off. I like I said from the beginning, it kind of like came off as like wild. Like the first issue, I was like, man, this is some trippy stuff. And then after, as it progresses, you're like, man, this is getting wicked good.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think Absolute Martian Manhunter is probably like the sleeper, the least talked about, unfortunately, when it comes to the Absolute stuff. But I'm with you, man. Anytime Absolute Wonder Woman comes out, dude, that particular week, it's got to be within my top 3 like reads. Like it's priority to give it a read.
I have a question. Evils just said something in the chat here. It says Absolute Wonder Woman is my last read. Save it for last because it's so good. What do you do? Do you read your favorite first? Or do you save it for last?
I go with my favorites first.
Me too. Just curious.
But I'm also the type of guy that like when I order McDonald's, man, like I'm eating the French fries first and then I have my meal last. So I could totally get that. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know. My trends when it comes to reading is all right. I pick the ones I'm most hyped about that I want to read, and then I start to venture out and explore. Like, okay, this indie book just hit. This is a #1. Let's give this a read. It's always in like that's what ends up happening. You go down the list and then you explore.
Yeah. So mine is different. So my reasoning behind it is you're gonna, you know me, right? So you know how I am, and Comic Nation is absolutely right here. Green Lantern is very under the radar. But my reasoning is there's always either something going on at my house, which you know, or I am always super tired. So I'm like, bruh, I might get 2 issues tonight. Like, I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to hang on tonight. So I'm going to start with the 2 bangers. And if I get extra, then it's all gravy.
Makes you wonder how guys like Steve exist, right?
Right.
And the guy's holding the fort with 3 kids. So
I want to be, yeah, I know exactly. I just got one. I want to be Steve when I grow up.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, Absolute Wonder Woman is a must pick up every time it's on FOC. But moving on, here's a new one. This is where the exploring comes in, guys. Planet Atmos, Exordium, #1. This is the cover A. A botched heist on Planet Atmos forces a ragtag crew of thieves to fight for survival as their choices reshape the planet's future. This sounds like it's going to be a hell of a ride. Another one coming out of Mad Cave. It's crazy to see so many of these indie titles coming out of Mad Cave that now have people paying attention. You know what I mean? Because for quite some time, I don't want to say that it started with Dork, but obviously there was a lot of people looking at the indie books since the success of Dork. But there's been great reads coming out of publishers such like Mad Cave. Here's another one. Here's a new one that has clearly gotten attention of some people, including Lefteros. So yeah, it does sound like it's going to be a good time. Totally going to give this a read.
Yeah, I think so too. I know I know Lefteris mentioned that it's a kind of a multimedia franchise. And this I had never heard of this until today when it popped up on the Discord, and I'm really interested in this. Like, I'm interested in all of it. Like, it's super 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 cool. So yeah, it's something I'm really 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 looking forward to, and I love the whole idea behind it, and I like the idea that it's like cross media. I think that's going to be fun. I think it's gonna get people involved, maybe in a few different ways, which is exciting. So a little different spin on what we're used to.
Yep. Not all indies are created equal, and indies are hard to research, and that's true, man. Let me tell you that Lutheros and Comic Nation put in some heavy work into, their selections and what they're eyeing, what they think is gonna definitely do well. But yeah, man, Dork Effect is questionable, but I love Brett Bean, and now he is precious. And yes, shout out to Izzy, man. You saw what Izzy gave Brett Bean?
Yeah.
That was really cool, man.
That was awesome. Brett, one of the ultra cool guys in this industry. Just a really awesome dude. Hope I get to run into him in person one of these days, because just a great guy. You just hear nothing but positive things about him. And I know he was I know he was on, was it the New Comic Book Day show with you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, and just an awesome dude. And yeah, so nothing but great wishes for success for Brett Bean, because
Amen.
you always like to see the good guys win, right?
Amen. Amen. There's been countless indies with good stories for years and years. Some clueless people now saying indies are overdoing it because of cash grab attempt. Yeah, exactly. That's not the case, guys. The amount of amazing indie books that are out there, it's been for the longest time, but it's just great to see them getting the love they're getting now. And speaking of which, here's another one. Ironically, with that like horror theme, I guess we could say, we got Red Roots #1, the cover A. Here, it says that the lives of a professional killer and a high school teacher are bound by a terrifying, mysterious force. The description of this sounds wild. So, yeah, piques my curiosity. But what's also awesome is you have Lorenzo De Felici on here. So, that's really cool.
All just doing it all, jack of all trades. Like, you know what I mean? Just something something about a book where you just got one person, one person is the creative team. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It makes that book like, just personally for me, it makes me just be like, okay, this is cool. Like, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna really like this is somebody's real labor of love here. Like, you know what I mean? They're doing everything for this, and it's really 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 cool. So
Yeah. No, dude, I agree with you. Like, I've look when it comes to Lorenzo, we're talking like Oblivion song. You know what I mean? So now getting to see Lorenzo doing the whole thing, the whole book from front to back, like whether it be the writing, whether it be obviously the cover, the art, the interiors, all of that, that alone has me curious. But the concept of this book is rather interesting. So yeah, totally worthy of a pickup in my opinion. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for this. Moving on though, Shubina. Oh my. What a crazy cover, bro. I don't even care for the book, to be honest. At the moment, it was all about the cover selection this week. It's called Tenna #1. It's the cover B. Sozo Micah. I said Shubina, my bad. Sozo Micah is crushing it on this one.
yeah, I would say. Um I I know nothing about this book. I just know that this is a stunning cover.
Yeah.
Look, we're used to great covers from Sozo Micah, and this is just another in a long line of those. Yeah, I know literally nothing about this book. This is the first time I'm seeing this. So,
Same.
but it's cool.
Same. Let's read into it, I guess, because it's saying that Tenna, the last Okamis. We're going with Okamis Hunter.
Roll with it.
Yeah, teams with an FBI agent to stop a rogue military group. Cool. This one by Ray Media. For me, it's really the cover. The cover grabbed my full attention. And Sozo Micah doing Sozo Micah things here with this cover, man. Really nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's definitely like, it definitely is going to jump out if it's sitting on the shelf right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that it's going to be hard to miss this one. So, and again, like I said, this is, Didn't Sozomaika do that one Supergirl cover a while back? That was really, really, really cool. I think that was the last one I grabbed. Because I just couldn't pass it up. It was so good. So just another really great cover from Sozo, and just really love it.
Yeah, dude. I've been picking up a lot of Sozo covers. To be honest with you, I don't know what's the last one I picked up, but most of the time, whenever I see her stuff over on FOC, the covers are always just too fire, man. So it's totally worthy of a pickup. And killed it again here with this one. Up next, this is probably one of my favorite covers of the week. One of, not the, but one of, hands down. Um, Oddballs Odyssey #1, and this one being the cover B, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse cover right here. Really neat, man. This feels like like one of them old school Dell books. You know what I mean? Like, just I love this. I really, really love this. This is from Bad Idea. Now, this is a love-struck monkey embarks on a surreal, perilous quest to win back his lost love. The irony here, obviously, you got Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah.
For what bird?
This is I mean this is a straight cover grab, right? I mean, you can't like this feels like one that you can't really pass up if you got the headroom in the comic budget, like, you know what I mean? I mean, I think if you got an extra, I don't know how much the cover price is here, but if you got an extra $4 or $5 sitting in the budget, I think you just go ahead and grab this one because yeah, I mean, this is a straight cover grab. So, cool book. I mean just a really, really, really cool cover, and if you're kind of a Disney fool like myself and my family are, then this is probably a grab.
Yep. For me, it's straight up cover grab, man, and I love it. I love the old school Mickey and Minnie here on this cover. Like I said, it feels like one of them old school books. So I like that, man. Really cool. Cover grab for me this week. Here with this one. And if we're gonna talk cover grabs, man, dude, this one is totally, totally worthy of a pickup, in my opinion. Shout out to Jeb. He was the first person to actually send me the image of this, but it's basically John Bernthal here on this cover. And of course, Daredevil Born Again season 2 has just kicked off. This one is labeled the television variant. Now, I don't know if he'll pop up at some point. I know that we're immediately getting the Punisher special presentation at the end of the season. So season comes to a close and then bang, we jump straight into the Punisher, which I mean is very fitting because we know we're going to see him next in Spider-Man. So I don't know, man. Are they trying to tell us? Are those theories about Daredevil being in the film pretty damn accurate? I don't know, but man, I love this variant. This is such a great book to have in your collection just to get signed, dude. Like John Bernthal is very active, dude, like at cons, etc. And I think this is a great book to have. Pick it up, man. Just stash it away, and then when you have an opportunity for a signing, this is one of the John Bernthal covers, because there are other Punisher covers where they're related to John Bernthal, etc. But I love this one. This one I would totally get signed, even if it's not a key book. I don't even care.
Yeah, I think this one stands out. I mean, like I'm a big proponent. So I mean, if anybody can guess, I like Star Trek, right? But Star Trek notorious for photo variants of people from the shows, and always must grab books. And it started me out on a path of just buying photo variants of literally anybody, right? I really dig the Marvel Studios variants that we're getting. Some of them in I know there's the Muse one in the Daredevil blind bag. But I dig these. I dig all these Marvel Studios variants and these photo variants because, like you said, they are perfect for signature. Absolutely perfect. I mean, why would you not grab one if you can get one at cover price? Just stash it away, and whenever Bernthal comes near you just pop over to the con and get it signed. And it's just seems like it makes sense whether you like it or not. I mean, you can always just grab it and flip it if you want to later. I mean, it's just an easy grab for me this week, I think. And the fact is that if you watch the show, any of it, it's hard not to love this character. It's hard not to be excited about this cover because Bernthal is incredible as Punisher. So,
and dude, what an amazing first episode for season 2, man. Like, dude, I'm really pumped. My wife is invested in Daredevil right now, and my wife couldn't care less, dude.
It's funny because I just got her started on the entire series. We started watching the series years ago, and we fell off because whenever you watch two shows, that's always a recipe for disaster. If you're watching two shows at once, one always dies. One always falls off. And Daredevil fell off because I don't know what we were watching. It was maybe Mad Men or something like that. But I'm telling you, dude, she started watching again. She is completely invested in this. And I said, well, we're just going to ride on through until we get to Born Again. And I'm also watching the new episodes of Born Again. So I'm like bouncing back and forth, and it's messing with my head a little bit.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen the videos and the memes that are going around about John Bernthal in every like character he's played? It's always the let me tell you something. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Dude, when I meet him, it's probably gonna be one of the things. I'm gonna go up to him and be like, John, let me tell you something. You're one of, if not the
best. I got to get the scoff at some point, you know, like in every character. He did it all the time in The Walking Dead, and I know he does it as Punisher at least once, where he just looks at somebody and just goes, you know, that's it. Like he just gives it the scoff and then looks away and gets all aggravated for no reason. Like he's just perfect. He's perfect for the Punisher.
Amen. Amen. And I got to say amen also with Comic Nation here, who's saying that so many of these Marvel Studios variants will be valuable in the future as some actors become frequent con appearances. That is definitely a thing. I've been picking them up, man. We've seen Marvel doing so many covers of characters that are, you know, front and center. There's a Muse one that's going to be in the Daredevil blind bag this week as well. I'm not saying that that's one that you would probably want to get signed. Who knows? Maybe if you're a Muse fan. But yeah, man, there's a lot of these and totally worthy of pickups in my opinion. At 100%.
Did you know that there was a Muse one in the Daredevil blind bag?
Yeah. You didn't?
Well, I just figured since we're repeating each other, I'd just repeat you again.
Oh, sorry. You said that? Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I couldn't help it. I had to say something. It was too good. It's too good to pass up.
Totally went by me, man. I apologize for that. But yeah, dude, they're wicked covers to pick up.
They are.
But guys, those were Lefteros' picks for this week. As you know, he's shortened his lists a little bit when it comes to the FOC selections, but you can check out much more. In fact, if you want to be up to date, man, feel free to join our Discord where we continue to talk even more about the books that we want to pick up every single week. We talk everything. We talk sports, like I said. We roast Travis every single day, every chance we get. And you guys can join in on that fun. There's a lot of stuff happening there. If you want to order any of these books, if you live in the United States, like I said, you've got Comic Nation. Go check it out, comicnation.us. And you've got Comic Legion in Canada, where you can pick up books on either side of the border. Just visit any one of these two shops, man. Now, you can support our brother Lefteros. In fact, he does tend to have a few more picks that are hidden. And if you want to know where, go check it out, man. Comic Legion. There's a section for Lefteros selections where you can see the books. Now, obviously, Absolute Batman, we're getting some later prints. Those are still going. Dude, I was talking with Lefteros about this. Can you guess who did this cover?
Okay. No. My guess is going to be so far off. I was going to say something crazy like Corona or something.
It may shock you, but man, Frank Miller, dude.
Oh, well, that felt like the obvious choice.
We have been ragging Frank Miller for some of the covers he's done as of late, but man, let me show you.
Wait, is that Quitely? That's Quitely? It's Frank Quitely.
Is it?
Is it? I think so. It says FQ
down
it's
there. Quitely.
It's Quitely.
I thought it was Miller, dude.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
Well, see, so I was like that, you know, that didn't look like Frank Miller, so I was trying to think of like something off the wall that would be wild. But
dude, I thought it was Frank Miller who was just looking, and obviously, you know, everybody knows that, you know, Batman Dark Knight was
right,
Frank.
Exactly.
I thought this was a Frank Miller cover. I got so excited. so excited.
You were so close to paying the compliment.
So excited. But you know what? I guess we continue the Frank Miller stuff that we're doing on the show. But yeah, no,
oh my God,
dude, amazing cover. This is really good. I know a lot of people don't care too much about the facsimiles, but I think they're great to pick up, and I love when they switch up these covers. And this is a very nice one. Sorry, Frank Miller. We tried to give you some.
We still love you, dog.
100%.
I actually picked one of the facsimiles as my pick for New Comic Book Day last week because I love Darwin Cook, and it was the Darwin Cook Invincible Returns cover. I was like, this is my pick. This is what I want.
Yeah. There is a Miller cover. Yeah. Well, obviously there's a Miller cover, but yeah, I don't know. I was so pumped. I'm like, oh no way, Frank Miller did a crazy cover. Not the case, but it's okay, man. Out quietly. DC All In Special number 1. The one shot goes to a 4th printing, as you can see right here. We all know the last printing we ended up getting that switch up and everybody went bonkers for. Exquisite Corpses. I am definitely not missing this one, man. Guys, it's coming to a close. That's it. We're down to the final 2 characters. And yeah, man, the polybag is where it's at, in my opinion. I've been collecting them all. I know, Travis, you have as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I'm missing a couple. I got to round up a couple that I missed early on, but I've got most of them now.
This Talavera, dude, my
very
God.
Good. I was just getting ready to say that's very good.
Good job, Talavera. Love that one. We've got the Harley Quinn Absolute Batman homage. This book has been getting homaged so much, dude. The Absolute Batman one. But it's very fitting for the Harley Quinn story going on right now. So I like this. This is really cool.
Yeah, I dig the In Your Skin cover too, man. Like that one stuck out to me as I was doing my doing my order this week. That one, it kind of stuck out. I ended up having to pass on it because you know how this goes. You put everything in your cart and then you go through the chopping block.
So this one gets the axe.
Yeah, this one got the axe. Unfortunately,
it's only 4 issues, man. You could have stuck it out for $20.
Man, the bill for the week was kind of high. I get a little trigger happy sometimes on here, and add to cart gets worn out a little bit.
I feel you. Here's a lot of books that we already went through.
I mean, literally, there's 5 in a row there.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, check out this right here, man. The Star Wars Insider 237. Is this not? Does it, like, if this stays as is and there's nothing on here, I would love to have that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. That Brutal Dark series, the Vertigo series, I'm actually really excited about that book. I haven't read it yet. I think that is that the second printing? I think that's the second printing of that one. But I haven't got to read it yet. I am really excited about it. Yes, it is second printing. Good. Yeah, but so obviously it's got some legs to it. Got a second printing already. So but yeah, I'm excited about that book. I haven't read it yet though.
Yeah, Michael Baker is excited to see Shirley Johnson here.
Really?
Would have never guessed. And there you have it, the Sozo Micah cover. Nice little homage cover here for issue number 3 of Weapons of Armageddon. So yeah, man, just a few more selections by Lefteros. If you want, go check out Comic Nation and Comic Legion. Get those orders in, man.
For sure. It's the easiest way to not miss anything.
Yeah, dude, just pre-order. It's the way. But it's time we get into the market report, man. Some very interesting sales that took place, and I can't wait to dive into those. So, Travis, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Well, let's get it, baby.
Sounded like Barry fucking White when you said that.
Let's get it, baby.
Let's get it, baby. God almighty.
I didn't even realize, but okay. Yeah, man, it's market report time. We're going to look at some books that sold on the aftermarket, obviously checking multiple lists. But this one this week is going to be very cover price heavy. And we are always relying on our brother, Michael Baker. That's right. We gave him a portion to the show called the Baker Shakers. That's it, baby. So every day, the man is hitting me up with sales that took place. And let me tell you, this week was a struggle, man. You know, some of the platforms we use to validate sales, well, they changed up the game, man. They changed up their pages. They changed up so much, and it ruined everything, man. 130 point. I'm looking at you. That sucked. What a horrible week to validate sales. I don't know what they did, man. The whole interface just changed, and then we were hitting searches, and it's just like constant loops of search, and I'm like, what is going on? I was so mad. So mad.
Brutal.
It was rough, but nonetheless, we still managed to get the Baker Shakers cliff. Jesus Christ. Let's get into the market report. So, first book. This is a really fun one, man. David Anthony Crafts Comics Interview 81. We go back to 1990 with this one, McFarlane cover. There's 16 total on the CGC census when it comes to this one, and there's only one 9.6 and one 9.8 out of the 16 total. CGC 9.6 selling at $555. Cover price daily shaker, highest sale recorded to date. Really cool, man. Todd McFarlane cover here, one that I had no idea about. And when I saw this sale over on the Cover Price website, I was like, damn, this is wicked, dude. Love that. The yellow really makes Spidey pop.
I've never seen this before, but you're absolutely right. You just literally, I was getting ready to say it, dude. The yellow background absolutely rocks here. This is so good. And man, I got to be honest. I initially was like, man, if I'm that 9.8, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger, right? But then I keep looking at it. And the more I look at it, I can see why I would not sell it also. So, it's that risk reward thing. Like, do I really want to lose this book? Because this thing is really, really, really cool. But man, at that price, I mean, at that 9.6 is going for $555. I might be looking at that 9.8, hitting that thing up on the market.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, dude. $555 is not chump change, but
No.
I got to take a quick second here and shout out our brother Alex, man. It is Alex's birthday, guys. So we got to wish him, man, a happiest of birthdays. Dude, the guy is a complete champion, gem, and a huge part of this show. Every single week showing up, showing some love to us. So it's only fair while we say happy birthday and show some love back the Canadian way. There's only one way. Happy birthday, bro. Just take that in. Take that in. But yeah, man, we've got David Anthony's Crafts Comics Interview 81, a McFarlane cover in a 9.6, selling at $555. Now, moving on from this one, we go to Harley Quinn #1. This one dates back to 2014. Second print for this one, and it's Clay Mann on that. 47 CGC 9.8s on the census, and a 9.8 just sold for $240. Cover price daily shaker, highest sale recorded to date. Pretty cool, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know this went to a second printing, man.
No, I mean that's got to be part of this, right? I mean, it's got to be at least some factor here. I need more hyena covers.
What?
Like that looks like a hyena right there. Is that not a hyena? What is that, like a wild dog? That looks like a hyena.
Okay.
I need more hyena covers. Like I don't think I've seen enough comic books with hyenas on the cover. They're really awesome.
Guy points out hyenas out of all things on this.
I mean, look, how many Harley Quinn covers have you seen? How many?
I've
thousands.
Seen I've
thousands.
I've seen
well,
plenty.
how many have a hyena on them?
Bro, you got Amanda Connor and Palmiotti on this, and this guy's out here talking about the damn hyenas. What?
There is a severe shortage of hyenas.
Love it.
That's all I'm saying. I need more hyenas.
Yeah,
They're the perfect companion to Harley Quinn.
Wildness, absolute wildness, and yes, there you go. So she has hyenas.
Yeah, there it is. Boom. I need more.
Crazy.
Bring them back.
Yeah, dude. But like I said, man, the Harley Quinn New 52. I remember it very vaguely. Like I have this in the first print, and like I didn't even know that issue #1 went to a second print. So, yeah,
No,
Bruce is the hyena's name.
It's crazy because outside of the main, like the big titles, I can't imagine how many of the books in 2014 were hitting second printings consistently. I guess it's not a crazy surprise though. Harley is a massively popular character, but I've never seen this before, so that's a big sale. Good for whoever sold it. I like that. It's a cool book.
Yeah, really cool. But Harley Quinn #1 from 2014, CGC 9.8, $240 for the second print. Now, moving on. Here's another one, dude. I didn't even know this book existed, man. Check this out, man. You have Masked Rider #1, 1996. This one being a one-shot. Obviously, we got a Power Rangers cameo here on this cover, and this was apparently a Power Rangers spin-off. CGCs. We've got 13 9.8s on the census, and a 9.8 sold for $200. Cover price daily shaker. Again, highest sale recorded to date. But I didn't even know this came out in the 90s, dude. Like this one is one that I had no idea about. And being a huge Power Rangers fan, I definitely want to pick this up now. I want to give this a read and see what's going on.
Doesn't this have the vibe of that's something that you're gonna find in a random box somewhere, like not at this price? Like it feels like this is like one of those books you find in like, you know, for like $3 at some random hole in the wall comic shop, and you're like, yeah, I'm buying this.
Yeah.
Like this is I think Nick Chia just said this. This is a Black Crown book, 100%. This is a U book, dog.
Dude, it's got my favorite Power Ranger on the cover, man. The White Ranger, it's hard though because like that Green Ranger, like when Tommy was green, it was a thing for me, man. It was huge, huge. But then obviously the White Ranger came about, the movie came about. It was amazing, Ivan Ooze, and yeah, man. Like I want to know Masked Rider. I need to read about this. This one shot, I want to know about it. There was a Masked Rider like TV stint for a short period of time, but I didn't
Really?
know that there was a book. Yeah, I didn't know
Weird.
there was a book.
That's cool, man. I mean, this is a cool book. Like, it's definitely one. If I come across it and it's not, you know, $200, I'm probably gonna grab it.
I believe this was picked up for a movie a couple years ago. I remember because I picked this up. Was that why you picked it up? Kamen
Uh,
Masked Rider was bigger in Japan. That's it. That was the name, Kamen. So yeah, okay, there you go. But yeah, man, it came out in a one shot. I had no idea about this. I want to give this a read. So I'm putting this on my list of things to dig back into and try to pick up because I want to know what's going on with this. I need to.
for sure, for sure. I thought you were gonna say your favorite Power Ranger was the Pink Ranger, but that's cool.
Yeah. You guys, Travis DM'd me to say that he's huge in Japan. He did. He did that. Masked Rider #1, CGC 9.8, $200. Up next, guys, Mark Spears, The Monster and the Wolf for #2. That's right. We all remember the craze with the blind bag, but the Kickstarter seems to be where it's at because 2025 had the Kickstarter edition. Here we've got the cover A and a CGC 9.8 sold for $450. Cover price daily shaker. Those Kickstarters, man, they are always doing some numbers.
Yeah, it's like clockwork, right? I mean, uh, seems like every so often, every couple months, we see another Kickstarter book really go up for big numbers. And Mark, obviously, it's not that unusual to see Spears' work kind of pop off and hit some big numbers occasionally. Not as consistently as it was, you know, like last year or earlier in the late year last year, but really cool, and just really seems like, you know, when you get in on these Kickstarters, a lot of times it does end up paying off in the end.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Dude, you know, Mark is doing his thing now. He was at MegaCon. I was
Mhm.
sad that I couldn't make it out. I had the Spawn 77 books I wanted to get signed. I know that, you know, it's not out yet. I don't have the actual book, but I have the one that came with the action figures. And I really wanted to meet him in person, dude. He was such a great guy to just kick it with on stream that I feel like in person, man, we'd probably have a couple beers and probably just chat all night, man.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's super down to earth, and really, you know, someone you just cheer for. Like I always that was a great comment. I always it's like it's kind of like with like we were talking about with Brett Bean. Like you meet these folks and you kind of just talk to them for a little while, and you know, there's some really good folks in this industry, and it's always nice to see some of the good ones really come out on top and really win consistently. And yeah, Mark's one of those folks, man. He's just a really cool dude. So
Yeah, dude.
it cracks me up. I
Dad,
saw it. I had to hide a chuckle. It was good stuff.
this looks like everyone's mom wearing a nightie. Not sexy. Let me tell you, man. My kid's mom in a nightie like this. Oh, I will take it all day, man. Mark Spears, The Monster and the Wolf #2, Kickstarter edition, cover A, CGC 98, $450. Moving on. Invincible #8, man. We go back to 2022 here. San Diego Comic Con had this one. Ryan Otley cover. and it's a virgin in black and white. It was limited to 100 copies. Obviously, you get the first Dark Blood and more. I think there was what's the name, Elephant or whatever. Run near mint, $264 for this cover price daily shaker. This is raw, guys, not a CGC or anything. Raw sale for this is pretty impressive.
I'm buying it.
Yeah, at that price,
264. I'm buying it. Probably. I mean, limited to 100. It's a great cover. I mean, I'm probably pulling the trigger on this. Like, this is good. I don't have any problem with this number at all. So,
shut the stream down, Dan Wall.
I mean, over. That's exactly
man.
what he does. Oh
Love
man.
It. But yeah, dude, this is a wicked cover. I like this, man. And since we're going to be talking con exclusives, this is one that I thought was really neat. For $264, the San Diego Comic-Con Otley cover that was limited to 100 of Invincible 8 just sold. Now moving on. We're going to talk video games. You know, I always throw in a video game book at this point in the show. Modern Warfare 2, Ghost 2. We go back to 2009 from DC Wildstorm. You remember that. Raw copy sold for $168. Cover price daily shaker. Highest sale recorded to date. Blew my mind because issue 1 we know has done some serious numbers. If you guys are wondering who Ghost is, well, I'm sure you've all seen the meme.
The meme.
Yeah,
the meme is the greatest thing ever, man.
Yeah, with that like skull mask.
Because everybody's got the friend that you've looked at like Ghost looks right at you.
Yeah, dude. Like,
oh my god.
And that look is like the look of like your friend looking at you like, no, dude, don't do it. Like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just stone face cold. Yeah, exactly.
Deadpan.
Man.
Like, yeah, just looking straight at you. It's cool to see the second one. Like, I think I wrote about number 1 on one of the Shaker reports one time. Kind of cool to see the second one. Modern Warfare 2 was like the one. Like, I've played plenty of the Call of Duty games, but Modern Warfare 2, I remember when it came out, it was like, man, like it really had like a stranglehold on a lot of us. Like, it was really a masterpiece. Like, it was really good.
Bro,
as far as that series is concerned.
How many controllers did you break playing the shipment map?
I was really pretty good at Modern Warfare 2. I didn't get too frustrated with that one. When it got to Black Ops is when I started getting my ass handed to me a little too much, and I was like, yeah, that was when controllers started to take hits.
Yeah, when everything started getting futuristic is really when things change, right?
When I start getting worse at the game, or I'm getting too old to play the game at a high level, that's when controllers start to find their way into my crosshairs, or when I lose 7-6 online in Madden.
When the 13-year-old kid in the chat would be like, "You suck, Travis," that's when you know. That's when you know, man. But yeah, man, Modern Warfare 2, Ghost number 2, raw copy sold for $168. Up next, man, we got a Dave Stevens homage. I think so. SpongeBob Comics, issue 25, man. We go to 2013 with this. 7 CGC 9.8s on the census in total. And there's a 9.8 sale that just took place at $115. Cover price daily shaker, highest sale recorded to date. And what's awesome, dude, these SpongeBob books, every time I see them, I can't help but think of my brother Rocksteady. Shout out to Rocksteady. He just proposed, man, and she said yes. So big congratulations to Rocksteady. But he's one of the only guys I know that is really picking up all the SpongeBob comic books. And dude, I still love SpongeBob, man. I just went to watch the latest film with my kids at the theater, and we really enjoyed that. It was a fun time. But this cover, dude, it's got to be a Dave Stevens homage. It has to be.
Without question, it 100% is, and it's a great one at that. I absolutely love it. I wish I had this, but you know, only 7 9.8s. That's wild. But I guess a lot of black on this cover. I imagine it's probably hard to get a really good, high quality 9.8 here, especially, you know, probably aren't a ton of copies of this out there floating around in general, just in circulation. So I don't know, man. 115 doesn't seem all that bad, especially if you kind of like these odd comics like this.
Yeah, dude, I think this is totally a pickup, man. It's like at 115, especially with that black going on the cover, man. Like, those always scare everybody, and rightfully so. 9.8 of SpongeBob Comics 25. $115, man.
Yep.
Not too shabby. But all right. C2E2.
Alex.
Has come and gone. Yeah. Alice Forever After, number one. This one being from C2E2 over the weekend. Shubina cover here, virgin foil, and it was limited to 100 copies. Saw this at the Boom Studios tables, and, Boom was very active throughout the con, posting so much awesomeness. Their table looked very attractive, man. There were a lot of cool things going on over there, and raw near mint copy sold for $90. Pretty good already, man. It's already seen an uptick, and the weekend is just coming to a close.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I was really interested in like the stuff I was seeing. Boom was doing a really good job with the content too. I think my favorite one that I saw was they were selling blind packs and people weren't ripping them in front of them and they were all depressed.
Yeah.
Like they're selling blind packs and people walk away and they're like, oh,
yeah,
oh, come back.
It's funny you bring up the blind bags because we're going to talk about that in a second. But Alice Forever After, number one, the Shubina cover is great. There's also another one, I believe it was like red. Beautiful cover. Raw near mint, $90. But here's the one that I wanted to talk about, the blind bag. Something is Killing the Children, number one. This one being the 10th print, was available at C2E2, and it was only available via the Flops blind bag corner box. Bags that they had going out throughout the weekend. Now, this one in particular was limited to 250 copies. Raw near mint sold for $90. Cover price daily shaker. And dude, the blind bags, you were just bringing it up. There were two of these corner boxes that I would have wanted to hit. This is one of them, and the other one being the White Ranger. As I said earlier, I've been a fan of the White Power Ranger from my whole life. Those are the two I would have wanted to get, and I could imagine you yourself. Obviously, your wife is a huge Something is Killing the Children collector. Probably would have wanted to pick this one up.
Yeah, I'm. This is one that's been kind of eating at me. You remember there was the one at New York Comic Con that came out that Flops did, and that one bothered me for a while. Still bothers me to this day. I've got to get one of them. It's either got to be the New York Comic Con or it's got to be this one. Something's got to give. Something is killing my wallet, and it's going to be one of these. And I don't know, man. I got to get a hold of one of these. I need to score some brownie points here. This would be big wins here.
Really neat, man. Something is Killing the Children, number one. This one, again, was available in the Flops blind bag that you could have got at the Boom Studios table. And raw near mint for this one, $90, well above what the blind bag was going for. Daredevil, number one. Of course, Daredevil Born Again has come out, but we also see a sale back to the 2016 run. We all remember this one. Yes, it included Muse in this run. This is a Casada cover. 1-in-100 ratio. There's 66 9/8 on the census. First Baker Shaker tonight. CGC 9/8, $285. Really amazing cover, bro. I love the red even on his fist. Like just that little bit of pop right there. Just it's wicked.
I've never seen this before. I've got to have this. I have got to have this book.
Yeah, really nice.
I don't know how I've never seen this.
Yeah, dude, Casada killed this cover. I find this to be stunning.
Me too. So good.
I'm
sorry. I'm dying. I'm sorry.
The chat's breaking you. I love it. Break away, man. But yes, Daredevil's been great, man. The first episode of season 2 was wicked good. Don't forget that this week, guys, you're getting 2 episodes in one shot. So we're gonna have episode 2 and 3 dropping. But Casada killing this one. Great run. I loved this entire Daredevil run. Like I said, it gave us characters such as Muse, which obviously was a big hit. And a lot of people were flocking to the Muse books once the last season was coming out. But love this Casada cover. CGC 9/8, $285. Moving on. Here's a fun one, guys. I consider this a deal. I don't care what anyone says. 4-color issue 1042. Here you've got the first appearance of Alvin Simon Theodore. I'm not going to do it. But anyways, you get their first appearance in comics, man. We go back to 1959 with this one, a raw fine copy, $103, Baker Shaker. Dude, I'm totally picking this up, man, at that price.
1959, yeah, absolutely. If it's truly in fine condition, yeah, that's a steal. Without question. And it looks awesome. It's a cool cover.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
not. This isn't just solely like, hey, it's 1959 and it's in fine condition. It's $100. Like that is usually pretty good criteria, but this is a really killer cover, and it's the fucking Chipmunks
The only
first
thing,
appearance.
yeah, the only thing that threw me off was that they were all in the wrong colors on this cover. Like Alvin,
Yeah,
I'm not. Why is Simon in the red? Like, what is going on? It kind of threw me off. You know what I mean? But otherwise, dude, this is wicked. Like I said, $103. I'm in on this. I would totally pick it up. 4-color, 1042. $103 for a raw fine copy. And here's another one that I wanted to show you guys. Monstrous #1. Don't be surprised, guys, if we start to see this trickle in to the maybe even the top 10 tomorrow. I have no idea. I've not seen the list. We never see the list until we go live. But Monstrous #1. Apparently, there's been some option news related to this. And if that be the case, you know that people are going to start flocking. We go to 2015 for this one being by Image. Second printing, there's 129 eighths on the census when it comes to the second print. And a 9/8 just sold for $248. Not the highest sale recorded to date. But let me tell you, this is what significantly lower than what it was once going for.
really. Wow, that's impressive. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, 120. That's not a small number of 9.8s out there. But I mean, I guess we can probably expect this to continue to trickle up a little bit as the option news continues to roll in for a little bit. We always know it's this, right? It's
Yep.
So it's always one of those. So probably if you want to get in on it, maybe wait a little bit because it's going to be probably pretty hot for a little while, and then but I mean everybody here knows the game at this point, right? Nobody buys things at the height of their popularity, right? Certainly not anybody sitting on the show tonight.
No, that's only you, literally. I don't know why you do that, but you tend to do it. Shout out to,
because I'm an idiot.
you said it, not me. Shout out to Hucha Libre, man, saying that they got the White Ranger from the Boom Flops corner box blind bags. That's awesome, dude. I love that. If I had the Something is Killing the Children, I'd probably swap it out with you. But yeah, man, congrats to you. Monstrous #1, like I said, don't be surprised if we end up seeing this on the top 10. I have no idea. Don't quote me. I'm not telling you that that's what we're gonna see tomorrow, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do. CGC 9/8 of the second print, $248. I got a cool one for you all here, man. Uncanny X-Men 221. We go back to 1987 with this one. It's a second printing. That's right. This actually exists. It was by So Much Fun. That's right. They consider this a So Much Fun edition. There's 5 CGC 9/8s on the census, 11 9/6s on the census, and a 9/6 just sold for $350. Baker Shaker this week, man. And Michael Baker hit me up letting me know, like, hey, dude, you better put this on the list for this week. So I didn't, I took his threat really serious. But this is one that he absolutely wants to have in his collection. So as you can see under the X-Men, you can see that classic thing. That's obviously how you can identify it. This being the second printing, and the So Much Fun variant has that. Now, apparently, this is like ultra rare. It's kind of hard to come across. They state that the estimated print run for this was like anywhere between 1,000 to like max 5,000. And yeah, man, it seems that like if you're a fan of, I guess, Mr. Sinister or whatever, collecting these rare books, here's one that might be on your list.
Yeah, this is cool. I didn't realize that this existed. This is cool. I didn't know that about the classic thing, which is cool. I've come across several of those X-Men classic books over the years, and if they're fairly cheap, I'll grab them. I grabbed the first print of this book for about, I don't know, $15 or something, like many years ago. It was right after there was like that small Easter egg at the end of one of the movies that never came to fruition or anything like that, and I went out and grabbed it before it really popped off, and so I got about $15. I'm glad I did. I don't buy a ton of X-Men. I love X-Men. I read more than I buy individual issues, but it was one that I was really, really glad to grab when I did. But I've never seen this. This is a really cool book. Man, if anybody can get it, Baker, it's you, dog. It's you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm sure Michael Baker probably will. But to the X-Men classic, I know what you're talking about, those classics, but it's no relation. This
Really?
here, yeah, this particular 221 with that classic at the bottom, this is that second printing for So Much Fun, the So Much Fun variant. So just wanted to share that with all of you. As
Cool.
Michael Baker said, when it comes to this, out of the 5 of the 9/8 on the census, there's 1 yellow, meaning signed, and then there's 4 that are blue label. So there you go. A little info related to that one. Uncanny X-Men 221, the second print, So Much Fun edition. CGC 96 sold for $350. I hope you enjoyed that, man. I gave you guys like 13 books there, and we ran right through that real quick. Before we get into the hot topics, though, I do want to share something with you, man. I said it at the start of the show. I'm going to say it again, man. Our brother Gabe has this amazing original art here from Invincible that he has up for sale over on Shortbox, man. And it's going to come to a close on April 5th. I told you guys, let's keep an eye out. I want to do this. And April 5th is next weekend, guys. I know that it's Easter weekend. I'm most likely going live. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man, I want to see if this comes to a close during the show, man. I'd love to have this like with a live tracking going. It's sitting at $5,200, man. It is an amazing piece to own. Huge moment within the Invincible universe, as you know. You can see here what happens to Eve. But yeah, dude, this is amazing. I told Gabe, man, when he said that he had this up for sale, I was like, dude, you're a madman. But I also understand. Like, trust me, get that coin. There's nothing wrong with that. But an amazing piece, man, to have in your collection. If you're a collector of original art, man, definitely want to highlight that. And you know what, man? Speaking of Gabe, you know, we're about to talk about some of the stuff that's happening. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but we know that the CBCS, rest in peace, CGC, obviously has their own little things they wanted to say about that. We'll talk about it. But Torpedo is saying no new comics, right? That's pretty much what's going on. Well, ironically, Gabe did work at Torpedo. So before we kick off the hot topics, maybe we can get a little more chat going here with Gabe.
Hey.
What's up, man?
What's up, sir? What's up? Glad to see Lando here. Good day, sir. And good day to my best friend Travis over here, man.
What's up, bro?
It's
You
been
doing
a while
good?
since we hung out, dude. We had a good time and we did the top 10.
It was awesome. I literally just told Lando, I said, bro, if I was sitting on some cash right now, I'd be all over that auction.
You know what? Here's the thing: is I told myself I'm not gonna look at the auction. I watched it the first day, and then after that, I was like, I'm not gonna look at it anymore because I'm gonna obsess over it and like refresh it like 30 times, kind of like when you have like a tracking, you know.
I have a confession.
I'm guilty of that too.
I was the first bid. I will have you know. I was like, I knew I was never going to win this, but I had to get one bid in there. And so I was the first bid.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you for that, man. It's a beautiful piece, dude. I love that piece so much.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I still remember the day I bought it from Ryan Otley. Like, I remember the day perfectly, like all of that stuff, dude. So it's a beautiful piece. It's there's moments in comic books where it doesn't happen very often, but we do have these periods and these moments in comics. Every generation where you read the book and you go, and something happens, like what happened with Eve, and you go, oh, and you kind of just go, I don't even smoke, but I was like, I need a hug and I need a smoke. It's probably what it felt like for people who were reading Frank Miller's Daredevil when Elektra died.
Yeah.
Just a complete shocker kind of thing. And for like a whole, because we know what happens, like, you know, spoilers, Eve, you know, rejuvenates herself. But for that, because that was like, not quite the cliffhanger, but it was like the last couple of pages of the book. Like that was page 15. But for a whole month, it was like, oh God, man, Eve is dead. This sucks. Like it was very kind of depressing, and it left a lasting impression on me. So when I went to the signing and Ryan Otley was there and he had his portfolios out, he had the page where Conquest actually kills her, but I was like way beyond what I had available money wise. And then there was that page after. I go, well, that's the page that really broke my heart because of Mark catching her and crying. And it's like, all right, I need to have that page, and I
Yeah.
bought it and all that. And it's not only is it just the pencils, but it's also on a separate board the inks. So I used to be able to compare the pencils with the actual inks. So really, really cool page.
I love how you describe that as it was the actual moment that broke my heart. So I need the original art.
Yeah. No,
I need to own the actual piece of art that broke me.
that's the thing. That's the thing with art, though, is it's supposed to make you have emotion. You're supposed to feel something with it, right? And I don't have these pages anymore, but I used to own. I did have a couple of Walking Dead pages that I bought from Charlie Adler.
Nice.
And it was the page where it's bad. I don't know if you guys remember. It was the part where it was after the prison, and it was just I'm forgetting the character's name, but it was the dad and the son just out on the road by themselves, and they get jumped by like this group of like bad people.
Yep.
And one of them was trying to like abuse his son, and he's like, kind of like pulling down his pants a little bit and stuff like that. I owned that page for a while too.
Jeez.
Because that page, it's emotional. Like you feel it and you go, okay. I look at that page and every time I go, oh, that's. And then also on the flip side, I had another page of Walking Dead. This is back when, God, what's the main character's name again, guys?
Rick.
Rick, thank you. Where Rick, when he was talking on the phone with his wife after she died, and he was like going through like this mental break and was talking to her on the phone. I had that page when he revealed that it was his wife. I got it because it's the only time that you see Rick, one of the few times that you see Rick smile in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a brutal part of that series. You were talking about moments in series that make you go, oh, issue 100 of Walking Dead did that to me with Glenn, and it was kind of like, all right, I need a palate cleanser. Like, do I got any Scooby-Doo books around here anywhere? Like,
where's the Muppet Baby books I've been hoarding? Yeah,
Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
But
nothing like Fonzie and Animal to make me feel better after seeing that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Fonzie could always make you feel better. But let's get into it, man. I said we're gonna talk some hot topics. So, boys, you ready?
Go.
Yeah. Let's go. Guys, well, to start it off, let's kick it off with the CBCS news, and then we'll take it home with the Torpedo stuff. But CBCS, I'm sure you guys have seen the news all over the place. Lots of people covering this since the beginning of the week, but they've come out to say that they are giving a service update, and that is that they're going to no longer be accepting new submissions after April 17. And now, why is that? That's simply because they're going to be shutting down shop. As we look ahead, we're increasing our investments in the core Beckett brand and our broader grading capabilities. These investments are focused on improving turnaround times, enhancing the customer experience, and strengthening the long-term value we provide to collectors. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. When I saw this news break, it was just a matter of time. We all knew this was coming, especially with the PSA, Beckett stuff that, happened. It was really just a matter of time. We all knew that this was coming. But CBCS, let's be real, guys. Okay, I don't want to bullshit anybody. When it comes to CBCS, how many people were really sending to CBCS? Like, how many people are feeling impacted by this? Probably not a lot. But it does suck to see competition kind of like trimmed down here. Because, I mean, whether you want to admit it or not, the CBCS, yes, once upon a time was a competitor, an alternative to CGC. Now, to say what CGC has gone on record to say was absolute madness. I don't know if you guys saw that, but let me show you very quickly. CGC puts out a statement, and this coming from the CEO himself, saying that there was another major shakeup in the world of grading this week. Obviously, they're talking about CBCS. Collectors place a lot of trust in grading services. You need to trust that the grading service is accurate. You also need to trust that the grading service treats your collectibles with care. And when you're building a collection with the grading service, you need to trust that your grading service will be around in the future. Today, everyone should be asking themselves, which grading service do I trust with my collection? Since 1987, they go on a whole like circle jerk about CGC. Literally, this is what ends up happening within this. They go on and say where other grading services have come and gone, the Certified Collectibles Group stands out for its consistency. That's one reason why collectors and dealers have trusted us with more than 110 million collectibles, including the CGC Certified Action Comics 1 that just realized $15 million. A question I frequently pose to our teams to ground us and to orient us is, who are we and where are we going? For me, the answer is that we are the clear choice for collectors and we are not going anywhere. We will always be here with expert services that enhance the collecting experience. If you're asking yourself who you can trust with your collection, you can trust us now and in the decades to come. Bro, instead of coming out saying, hey, chapeau to CBCS, thank you, or whatever, they came out and literally took a piss on them. That's really what I gathered here from this. What do you guys think?
Gabe, do you want to go first, man?
Sure, I'll go first. Well, I see it a little bit differently than what you do, Lando. I don't see this quite as much as them, pissing on the grave of CBCS. This is a business. This is competition. CBCS was at one time like their only competition. They were the alternative grading system. I see this more as, a little bit of a victory lap. Them. Because like you said, it's sad that, when a business goes out and, competition kind of ends, but that's kind of your, not intention, but you want to be the competition that survives. You want to be the cream that rises to the top. And CGC is taking that victory lap and saying, hey, and I think they're right. The idea that you want the grading company that you have all your books graded by to be around. Because I am now curious as to what's going to happen with the prices of CBCS.
Yeah.
Are they going to start dipping? Are people going to start buying them up on the cheap to crack and regrade with CGC or regrade with PSA? But I don't see it as being that much of a slap in the face, as much as it's just a little bit of a victory lap. And also, we're the best. We need to get eyes on us and away from PSA as much as possible, because now that's their competition. Now they have one person down, and now it's the next person coming up behind them that they now have to kind of take on.
Now, that's all fair points. I don't disagree entirely. What I do find to be strange is the lack of self-awareness. So when it comes to CGC, how they're coming out saying, we're the top dog. Thank you for absolutely nothing, CBCS. And we're flawless. When in theory, man, let's be real. There's been tons of flaws that needed addressing, public addressing. Those flaws still tend to happen, maybe a little less than before. But I do think we need to be aware that, like, you're not flawless. I don't think it was necessary to take a victory lap as if we're the top dogs and we're just simply the best. When in reality, dude, I know a lot of people that to this day are still experiencing issues with CGC, man. I saw people commenting like, hey, dude, like I live in Ohio and you're shipping my book to Florida, like somewhere else. Like, what are you doing? Like, you lost that. There's a ton of things that happen, damages within the process of grading and stuff like that. So I don't know. It kind of felt like a bit much from CGC.
It is. I can see that. But at the same time, with CGC's flaws and with some of the, I don't know, scandals the right word, but some of the, bumps in the road and some of the situations that have happened with CGC, none of that ever happened with CBCS. There was never that I could think of any controversy. There was no, I hate the word, but this is what people call it. We all know what it is, like the banana gate stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was never anything like that with CBCS. There was never, 6 months wait time. You never really heard mass people talk about my grades came back the wrong way, or I got the wrong book, or it came in upside down, or I sent in a coverless Star Wars book and it came back a 9.8. None of that happened with CBCS, and they still crashed.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. You're not wrong.
But like you said, with that said, I'm not here to watch CGC's face, or I'm not here to watch their feet. They do have their own problems. We have had situations with them. So that's what we're left with now is CGC that has had a lot of weird situations going on. Long wait times, wrong books coming back damaged, cases coming back cracked.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And we also have PSA, where this hasn't happened with comics, but still we have had in the cards where they grade a card a 9, buy it back from that person, and regrade it as a 10. These are all CGC and my PSA example. These are all integrity flaws and trust flaws, and we need to do better. That's who we're left with, are people who have integrity flaws and trust issues that we didn't have with CBCS, right?
Yeah. Travis?
So, Gabe, those are really good points, actually, and echo some of what I was going to say, because my biggest negative takeaway is literally the first sentence of this post. Because for me, the first sentence of this, everything after this, I'm actually pretty fine with. I'm pretty fine with everything they're saying here, because truly, this feels like it has nothing to do with CBCS. It feels like it has everything to do with positioning themselves against PSA right now. Yeah. They are absolutely saying, we are, this is our background. This is what we have. They are, and honestly, I don't think they needed to make a statement. I think I don't think it's the best look overall. I don't think a statement needed to be made. I think people were still going to say, well, if I'm going between CGC and PSA, I'm probably going to stick with CGC until, PSA sorts out some of the issues that they're having on their side. But that first sentence is bad. I mean, I don't think anyone is surprised. It's just kind of, I don't know. There's no, I don't know, tact to it. I don't know what the right word is. It just comes off really odd.
It does seem kind of like nee.
Yeah, it really does. And at the end of the day, we are talking about people at CBCS. Now, we don't know if these people, if PSA is going through and working with Beckett and all that, and if they're bringing in some of these folks from CBCS to work alongside PSA, like, we don't know. I don't know that. I'm not that behind the scenes on this. I have no idea, but so people are losing jobs here, and that sucks, and it just feels a little tasteless. That's a crazy comment right there that you're highlighting.
Shout out to Longshort, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like it just feels a little tasteless to say something like that when we're talking about, people's jobs and stuff. But everything after that, I'm fine with, because it feels to me like an advertisement, right? And if you want to advertise where you stand in the market, now that you're you have you're it's just one-on-one now. I mean, really, there are some smaller grading services. I know Dan Delatorre has had the one grading service, and I cannot think of it off the top of my head, that he's talked about, that does a really good job. But there are some smaller grading services, but really right now it's CGC and PSA. And I'll say this, to CBCS's credit, their slab, in my opinion, was the best slab in the business. Mm-hmm. I still haven't held the PSA slab yet. I've heard it's really nice, but CBCS's slab was always superior to CGC's whenever I held one. It was a better slab. But if this was just a statement that just cut out that first little bit, I probably would have less of a problem with it. But that it sours everything after it. Like after you read that first one, whatever else you said on the next 3 or 4 slides doesn't mean dick to me, because you started there. You started in the mud. So everything else after that doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, CGC, we know who you are. Like, and I'm not, again, I use CGC, so I can't sit here and be like, boo, CGC, you
Right,
suck
yeah.
ass. Like, I use them. I send my books to CGC. I have CGC books all over the place right here. Look at this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a part of the whole universe of collecting comics right now. They are ingrained in the comic collecting world, but that doesn't absolve them from the weirdness and the timing of it. Like, if I'm sitting here right now, I don't know that I even make a statement. Why bother? Why even say anything? Just go on about your business and dominate the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was my biggest problem with it.
But I think that's where my feeling of like them taking a piss was I don't think anyone is surprised. Like, it was kind of like, dude, simmer down, right? And it was kind of like tasteless, really.
Well,
So
you know, to be honest, have you guys ever been to a convention that had CGC and CBCS there?
Yeah, once.
Okay.
One time.
I was at WonderCon a couple of years ago, and CGC has this massive setup, massive island. Like, they have banners, they have this huge block of tables and booths, and they got witnesses there, and they got signings happening at the booth. You can go there and you can fill out your form online and hand it right to somebody, you know. And then CBCS was 2 dudes at a table.
Yeah.
This is the same at mine.
Yeah, it was very milk toast of a setup. Like, you could see the David versus Goliath kind of situation, and David didn't make it out this time with that. But so I could see why they could kind of say no one's surprised. But you're right, Travis, and you're right, Lando. That's a little distasteful. Absolutely distasteful. I agree with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
What needs to happen now? I'll kind of just change gears here a little bit. Is CGC or PSA somebody? I'm surprised PSA hasn't done it because they own CBCS, right? Somebody needs to come out and say, send us your CBCS books, and we'll regrade it and rehold it for you at a discount, like $25 or something like that. Whoever does that first is going to step it up. Like, that's going to be the next best thing. Somebody needs to do that, I think.
Well, I'm with you here. I love that idea. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I think
people are going to do it anyways, bro. 1,000%.
Right.
People are right now stocking eBay, looking for. eBay is probably going to have the most CBCS searches ever in the history of eBay.
You're probably right.
And people are going to, and CBCS has always had. It's always been kind of rumored, and they always kind of had that kind of veneer to them that they were a little bit harsher on grades. So everybody's probably looking for that 9.6 to get it regraded and probably get a 9.8, or even send it to PSA, where they seem to be just handing out 10s a lot lately too. So it's going to be good for the grading community and the comic book community in that regard as well. Like you said, Travis, you have CGC stuff behind you. Lando has CGC stuff behind them. Every other YouTuber or anybody that you see that posts any other collection, you see any other collections, it's CGC stuff. It may be like one off like CBCS book back.
Yeah, there is a single CBCS book right there.
Yeah, I got
it's on the sidewall. And like, it was always like, I always send them to CGC because, again, it's about, you know, if I ever have to sell my books, and I don't sell anything, that's a problem. It's a real problem. But if I ever do sell them, then obviously, you know, there's always that idea that CGC tends to hold its value, tends to be just a little bit, and that's always the way I've operated, and that's the way it is. But a grading world for collectibles where there's less competition is only going to negatively affect the folks that are sending books in.
I mean, for the longest time, we've only really had 2. PSA or PSX was never, because they had a lot of terrible controversy, like really bad. Like, I'll never forget that Ninja Turtles #1 situation.
Yep.
And a lot of other stuff like that. So it's always been 2. There's like ECS, I think, was another one. There's another one called Halo, but CGC, for anything to change, the entire comic book community and industry is going to kind of have to change.
Yeah.
If like PSA is going to be like the next top dog, because our vernacular is CGC. Oh, I'm going to CGC it. Oh, I'm going to CGC my book. Like that's it's now a term for grading your book.
I mean, when we reference 9.8s, we don't even talk about what's on any of the other censuses. We literally say, oh, there's 13 on the CGC 9.8 census. We don't even acknowledge how many 9.8s there are out there for CBCS or anybody else.
Yeah. Heritage Auctions, if you send them a book to get graded, they send it to CGC.
Yeah.
I have a book from that Selling Superman documentary, and they sent all those books to CGC. Yeah. You know, is it possible? Can PSA be the top dog? Sure, anything is possible. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be anytime soon. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of work. But what I really think cemented CGC and is going to keep them in the top spot for a while was all those exclusive signings they had when COVID started.
Oh yeah,
CBCS never did that. I think PSA. I've seen them like doing like a Frank Cho signing at their booth at C2E2, I think, this weekend. But it's those exclusive signing events at a time when collectors couldn't get their book signed or meet their favorite creators or anything like that. Retailers couldn't, make a profit or have that extra product, and creators was losing money and couldn't make that extra money that they had from conventions, right? And CGC was there, and I think they earned a lot of clout, and equity with people for that too.
For sure, dude. And you know what? You guys are not wrong, because yes, majority of the sales that we end up talking about are CGC related. That's simply because CBCS books over on eBay, etc., we don't see many transactions. So the CGC ones tend to be the ones we talk about more. CBCS said that they're going to keep the CBCS census still active, so people could always do their homework and check in on that. Will it be updated? As Gabe said, maybe somebody comes out saying, hey man, send us your slab from CBCS and we'll give it to you at a discount.
That's going to destroy their pop report and their census.
Exactly. So it's definitely going to take a huge hit, but definitely a good idea. But as you can see within the comments, man, the only thing that I ask of CGC, if you guys, sure, you can claim you're the top dogs, but if you're gonna have that approach and that attitude, man, stay humble, man, and tighten the ship, because when you rip through the comment section just on this post, man, you see how many people are having difficult times with or bad experiences with CGC. I think it kind of gives me an idea of where we stand within the grading world of comics, that yes, CGC is a top dog, but man, they are not the best, whether you want to admit it or not. Maybe you feel you're the best, but there's clearly a lot of issues that people are experiencing via your company. So I do hope that they stay humble and try to tighten the ship, because that's more of where I'd put my focus than coming out saying, hey, I'm not surprised that this guy is closed down. You know what I mean? Like, go worry about what's going on behind the scenes right now, man.
Yeah, it seems very like a UFC fighter after they win and they start talking trash.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and
very Conor McGregor about
just wait for the next big thing to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like if something goes awry there, and I hope it doesn't, for the sake of everybody's books. I mean, businesses are businesses, things happen, right? But for the sake of whoever is sending their books into these companies, if something happens, if some big scandal or something else pops up, this comment is going to be plastered right back on the internet.
Oh,
it's coming right back.
Lando's exactly right. Like, to rub their face in it like this can happen to them at any time as well. There's no security in their business. Like you said, Travis, one big mess up, any more integrity concerns, CGC can go under at any time, right? Yeah. And would it be fair for PSA to rub their face in it afterwards? After this, all bets are off. Like, everything is fair at this point, after you kind of rubbed in CGC's face or CBCS's face on it.
Dude, for sure. Anybody that I've always considered to be competition in anything in life, bro, I've always, if somebody ends up taking a fall as such, I'm not gonna come out and celebrate, bro. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay locked in and grind even harder to show why I'm simply that much better type thing.
And I hope they do. That's an excellent point, Lando. Thank you. Excellent point. I hope CGC tightens the reins, gets everything extra under control.
Yeah.
It's because it's volatile right now. You can't just be like, well, we lost our competition, ha ha ha, and start slacking.
No,
right?
We're gonna raise prices and drop quality. Like that's the worst. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna do that. I hope, like you guys are saying, that things get really good there, because if things really do improve and like they lock things down there, the people that are going to win are us. We're going to ultimately benefit from that. And when we're sending in books that have real value, it's really, really, really nerve-wracking if you're not sure what's going to happen with those books. I mean, we got people in the chat literally said that, you know, they sent books in and they've been waiting on them for 4, 5, 6 months to come back and have heard nothing. Not even been graded yet. So
yeah,
I've CGC's lost books of mine before, and they had to pay me out for them. You know, it's happened. You know, I've had my bad experiences, same as anybody else. But with that said, we all know we're sending books to CGC.
Yeah, right.
You're not.
You feel like your hands are tied.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it feels. A great question here before we move on to the next topic is, what's the error percentage rate that's allowable, right? With the amount of traffic they get, 0% is never going to happen. So how low will people be happy at? For myself, I want to wish for the 0%. Hearing stories like Gabe just shared where they're going to lose your book, man, you know how hard sometimes I try to find, and I'm very selective, man. When I send a book to CGC, it's because that particular book is going to mean something significant to me. So if I were going to, you know, I've spent time looking for a particular book in a certain condition. Sometimes that could take years, dude. Mm-hmm. And then that happens where it's going to get lost, dude. I'd lose my shit. Now, if you look at the actual comments here, I can't give you an actual percentage, but the percentage here where people are complaining in this post with poor experiences that they've had, like, it's a significant amount. I think that's a lot. You got to remember that collectors, dude, it's rather niche, man. Especially people that are sending their books to CGC. It may seem like a lot, but dude, like, I don't even think it's anywhere close to like the card market or whatever. You know what I mean? Like comics, it's got for sure high volume, but to be messing up this bad and see this many comments of people with poor experiences, it's kind of alarming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't send a lot of books to be graded, so I've been very fortunate to not really have any major hiccups, which is, I consider myself fortunate. And you know, there have been times where I have paused from sending books in because of things going on at any time, at a given time. But you know, when you look and you see all this, then, you know, I feel, one, thankful that hasn't happened to me yet, but also you do worry overall. Like, I mean, what is the error rate? You know what I mean? And again, I want things to be great because I just want to know that when I send the book off, it's going to come back great. So far, I have had that good fortune, but clearly other folks haven't. And I just hope that, you know, with a statement this strong, that there's some action to back it up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And
I hope PSA like steps up their game. I hope PSA gives them a run. I hope they are a true competitor.
Yeah.
I hope, because that's the kind of stuff that's the kind of competition that makes everybody improve. Yep. And we need that in this grading niche of the hobby is improvement on all the things.
Derek bringing some perspective, and this is what I was talking about, man. PSA grades 2 million cards per month. That's per month, guys. CGC's entire comic population report is around 10 million universals over 25 plus years of grading. So just gives you an example. Like I said, when it comes to PSA, man, or when it comes to card game versus comics, I would hope that, you know, we could see a lot less of these types of errors or experiences that people are sharing just within the post. And I've seen them on threads, whether it be Reddit, whether it be other YouTube videos, you know, a lot of great people putting out content. And I follow a lot of people where a lot of people say the same things when it comes to companies like CGC. So I really hope to see less of that throughout time. But yeah, man, that is a very strange statement, and I agree with Derek also saying that it's also cringe, because CBCS is being shut down due to acquisition, right, with the whole PSA Beckett stuff, not because CGC necessarily knocked them out. And that's the thing, is CGC, dude, PSA and Beckett now are obviously going to be focused with the PSA side. So it makes sense that CBCS was going to close down. Like I said, it was only a matter of time, and there you have it, man. So that ended up happening. But a big topic that I want to talk about tonight that we had, started discussing amongst ourselves, and then a lot of people online started talking about, was Torpedo Comics, man. They came out and put out a post that got a lot of people talking and wondering many different things, man. And I'm so happy to have Gabe here tonight, because Gabe has worked at Torpedo in time. Torpedo came out saying that after much consideration, we will be discontinuing the sale of new comics and will no longer be accepting new pull box subscriptions effective immediately. All existing pull box subscribers will continue to receive the books already on their lists through the March 23rd, 2026 FOC, and those orders will be fully honored. You can still pick up your books as usual during this transition, but to help make things easier, we're happy to provide a detailed printed list of your current subscriptions so you can transfer your pull box to your preferred comic shop and make it to the next FOC without interruption. Now, I think that's great. Anybody who has already a pull box, like they're subscribed to a run, a series, whatever it may be, they're willing to even print that for you so you can bring it to your shop without like having to wonder, shit, did I tell my shop, the next shop, about this one? They're happy to hand you over to another shop for that. And that is very cool of them to do. As a thank you for your continued support, they're offering 30% off of their books as they work through the remaining inventory that they're going to be receiving. And they obviously apologize to everybody. You can reach out for questions, etc. It got people wondering many things here. One, people were talking about new comic books. Are they just not doing well? Because Torpedo is a huge shop, right? It's probably one of the biggest shops, very well known. Yeah, dude, I'm in Canada. I'm in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, to be exact. And like, I know of Torpedo Comics, and I've known of Torpedo for quite some time, for years, because of television. Obviously, you've got John from System of a Down with his involvement there, and then there's, dude, Pawn Stars. Like, dude, I've seen so much stuff related to Torpedo, and then when I saw what Torpedo looked like on the inside, I was like, dude, that's bucket list shop for me to go visit. Meanwhile, I'm kicking it every goddamn week with the coolest guy here who had the opportunity to work there. And yeah, man, like it's just amazing to see. So people were wondering, like, it's Torpedo. Why would they be cutting out new comics if new comics are still booming? So that was a question. Is that the case, or are they not doing well? Then there was also another post that Torpedo put out that also got people questioning other stuff as well. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Shout out to Steve Says Boom, man. I love this guy so much. But they've got a huge 50% off of the back issues that are happening right now at Torpedo. So if you guys are within the area, man, you definitely want to go check this out. But they're going to be having a sale, 50% off. You've got 30% off of the CGCs, and that's up to $20,000 worth in the Fortress and the Vault. That's amazing. Also, 40% off of wall books, 50% off of trade paperbacks. So I know where Gabe is going. But yeah, man, there's tons of big sales. So people started wondering, hey, man, could this be that they're going out of business? That was another question. So lots to unpack with just this little post, right? But it had people wondering multiple things, man.
Well, I'll say this. I'll start it off, since I did work there for a long time. I worked there for a little over 3.5 years. I left during COVID, made a change of life and stuff. So I no longer represent Torpedo Comics. Like, I'm going to say things, but this is my opinion. This is not anything to do with Torpedo.
Yeah.
I still have friends there. I'm still friends with John. I'm still friends with Steve. I'm still friends with a lot of people who still work there. Some of them I have spoke with about this, and I'm not going to give out that details because these are private conversations and messages, but it is going to detail some of the stuff. It's going to affect some of the details that, I mentioned with this. First off, there's no way Torpedo's going out of business. They are much too big. John is much too ambitious to let this business go under. That's not going to happen. If anything, I'm sure they are just restructuring what's important to them, which is back issues.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever worked in a comic book store before, or if you own a comic book store, new comic books are the biggest pain in the butt. They are the most work that you're ever going to do is new comic books for a minuscule amount of profit.
Yeah.
Show me any comic book store. I would love to see a comic book store that is surviving and thriving off of just new comics.
And let's add some detail behind that. Not just a shop that is operating online. We're talking brick and mortar.
Correct. I'm sure, whatnot sellers or online stores, that's a horse of a different color. Yeah. And I'm sure that's a good point, because I bet that has something to do with Torpedo's decision. I'm sure maybe rent's going up, utilities are going up, overhead and all that stuff is going up everywhere. And there's very little profit in new comics. But like I was saying, it is the most work you're going to put into is going to be new comic books. I was the manager of Torpedo, and I was in charge of ordering pull boxes, FOC, everything we talk about here that you guys talk about. I've lived that life, and every day. So new comic books come out on Wednesday. Every day at a comic book store, you're working towards Wednesday.
Yeah.
Every day you're doing something for next Wednesday, whether it's checking the order 100 times. Do I want 25 copies of this book, or do I want 27 copies of this book? You dwell over those decisions that you make, whether it's taking down the old new books so that you can make room for the new comics that come in, or whether you're making bags and boards for the comics for that week, or you're chasing down pull box customers that are a little bit behind. I hope stores are doing it. I know I did. I chased people down, every week we had a list of people and we would call them. And then it's also your shipment comes, you got to, you get it from UPS, you got to unbox it, you got to organize it, you got to check your invoice, you got to report damages, you got to report missing books. There's so much done that behind the scenes that people don't see. They just magically see that their pull box has comic books in it every week, but there's so much work to do that. And the profit margin is maybe 50%. Maybe a store gets 50% off. And I don't think that's even the case anymore, since distribution has changed with Lunar and with Penguin. I don't see it being 50% anymore. Maybe, but either way, $2 off of a $4 book, $2.50 off of a $5 book. The juice isn't worth the squeeze a lot of these times. So I could see that this has been too much of a drag, too much work involved, where Torpedo is the king of back issues. And if anybody's ever bought a back issue collection or anything like that, you buy a collection of comics, and if you piece it out price-wise, you paid very, very little for these books. And you find one or two books in there. Oh, here's Amazing Spider-Man 300. Yeah. You sell that's going to pay for the majority of that collection.
Exactly.
And everything else, even if you kind of piece it out, $5 here, $2 here, $1 here, here's a bunch of quarter books, your profit is there. You're making 10, 15 times your money. Yeah. And I forgot what the terminology is called in retail, but the space that a new comic book takes up on the wall and the money that you make off of that space compared to the same amount of space that a $25 back issue makes is ridiculous. So I'm pretty sure that they have to be just restructuring the idea of just focusing on back issues, focusing on conventions. I know they do a lot of live sales. Not to brag, I created the live sales for Torpedo. But yeah, I think it's getting too expensive, and new comic books are just not doing it. Like I said, I would love to see a store that survives off of just new comics. You go to any store these days, it's new comics, sure. And that's the thing too. That's the thing. Let me take a step back. Excuse me. New comic books are ubiquitous. And Vegas has a lot of comic book stores, and everybody has the new Spider-Man. Everybody has the new whatever issue. It's everywhere. Everybody has it. So the competition is ridiculous. It's out there. Everybody has it. But does everybody have an AF-15? Does everybody have, not even a big book like AF-15, but does everybody have, an Uncanny X-Men 266 or 221? First Sinister. You guys were talking about that earlier. Does everybody have that in your area? No. So it's that as well. Like Torpedo's a destination for back issues, and they're going to work with that, I think, for sure.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree with everything, man. And when you think Torpedo, like I said, man, I'm up here in Canada, and I already know that is the spot to go, man, for back issues. That is pretty much what they've seemed to have built themselves around, right? Like their collection is just absolutely amazing. You see videos of like Steve with like what's her name, Lucifer.
Yeah.
You'll see videos, and they're talking about the latest, scores and what they have for sale. They picked up a collection, and here's what we've got. Steve's so passionate as well about the books, and like he goes into detail. It's always wonderful to just watch those videos. And like Torpedo, man, they bring the heat when it comes to the back issues. And then you're right, when it comes to New Comic Book Day, yes, there's lots of competition. I've never been to Vegas, but firsthand, man. So clearly that would be a case. Now here in where I'm at in Montreal, there's several, and I mean several comic book shops that exist. But I have noticed a change in the game. Overall, doesn't matter whether you're in Canada, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in the United States, the online accessibility for new comics has really been dominant. It's in your face, and it's almost impossible to mess up. You were just talking about managing at Torpedo and how much work goes into new comics. Gabe is spot on, guys. I know shops, as he said, are working towards Wednesday every single week, man. Verifying the orders. You have your people who did pull lists. Some people operate the old way, where it's via emails, via lists, where they're writing it down, cross-referencing. Okay, here's one for Gabe. Travis pre-ordered 2 copies of this. It's a lot of physical labor, where it's like you're spending so much time for minimal return, and that is something that I'm happy you brought up, because as I said, I've seen so many people do that. Now with what we have technology-wise, accessibility to online platforms, I talk Comic Legion, I talk Comic Nation, these shops have the capacity. You're pre-ordering, man, you're already paying up front via, PayPal or whatever it may be, your credit card. It's paid for, it's registered in their system. They've got the amount, they pre-order it. Once it comes in, it's already tied to your account. They're just pulling it. It's fast. It's easier to,
and the money's already there. It's paid.
Exactly. It's
a comic book store. A comic book store. You're ordering, even for your pull box people. Let's say you have 50 people on Absolute Batman, so you're gonna order at least 50 copies of Absolute Batman. That doesn't mean those copies are not sold.
No,
that is all. That, dude. Comic book stores are the only stores that hold product for you unpaid. And that's why I was saying earlier that you have to chase people down to buy your books. Online stores, more power to them. I've told you, and I've told you, Travis, about DCBS. That's where I get all my comic books from DCBS for like the last 20 years, besides the time that I worked at Torpedo, because of their discounts. But that stuff's prepaid. those books come in, they're already sold. They're already somebody else's book. That profit's already there. You've already used that money for the next week's stuff or whatever. You know how much you're bringing in. A comic book store, it's 50 copies of Batman at least, because that's the pull list for Absolute Batman. And then here comes the stressful part. How many do I put on the wall?
Yeah.
How many extra do I order for maybe somebody to come in and buy? Maybe. So this is you're working off of all these variables that you don't know, and that's money already spent. These books, if people don't know, you don't return them.
No,
you can't return them. Say, oh, sorry, DC, I didn't sell these 10 copies of Absolute Batman. Here, take them back.
Nope.
If you don't sell them, you own them. That is yours. You got to find some place in the store. Where do I put these fucking copies of these books, man? No one wants them right now. What am I? We got to eat them more or less, right? And it's almost like I'm assuming it's almost like a grocery store where they order. How much lettuce do we order? Because once it spoils, then you got to throw it away, right?
You absorb the cost, bro. That's
exactly. Comic books are the same way. Once that book comes off, once the new issue of Absolute Batman comes off, or it comes out, and you take that old episode or that old issue of Absolute Batman down, that is almost dead stock. Yeah. Maybe not Absolute Batman, that's a bad example, but let's say Punisher. Let's say
Green Lantern Corps.
Green Lantern Corps, whatever, right? Once you take that off to put the new one on, it's almost dead stock. Maybe somebody will come in and buy it, maybe, but 10 extra copies, 5 extra copies, are you going to be able to sell that? We had to come up with ideas. Okay, well, we would make sets. We'll just keep these away until we get a set of 6 or a set of 12 or the whole run, and maybe try and sell it as the whole run or something like that. There's so much in there. It's terrible, man. It is not fun. It's not exciting. It's always stressful. And that's the thing, is that money is, you don't know where that money is coming from. And I know Torpedo, like, they are smart. They are coming up with ideas. I'm sure that they tried all kinds of ideas to make new comic books work. I don't know what those were, but I know they had to have, had like a group chat or something of like, what can we do? What's these options and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, but it also goes beyond just that. Like, the managing the new comic stuff in a brick and mortar can be a bit difficult, right? One thing that you were just talking about also was the build up to Wednesdays. Dude, I've seen shops on many occasions stressing about even receiving their orders. Yeah. Because normally it's supposed to get here on a Friday, it doesn't get here. Then it's like Monday and it's still not here, dude. And it's like, okay, what is going on? Tuesday the DC books are hitting, you know what I mean? And here you are, it's like Monday towards end of day, the box just gets there, and then you're putting in more hours again to get everything ready for the next day's drop or on the Wednesday drop, and it's stressful on that aspect. It's very stressful.
And then you're trying to do a discount for your pull box. This is awesome that they give them 30%. I'm not sure what the discount is for a pull box at Torpedo anymore, but that's the thing, is let's say it's 20%. So now your profit margin is maybe 30% on a new comic, maybe, right? And then you have online stores, like I said, like DCBS, and I showed you guys, it's like at least 45% off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you got competition with that. You can only sell your books on Wednesday. Other people, they're selling like on Whatnot or online. They're selling that stuff Tuesday. So they're already one step ahead of you.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, you're stressful about your order coming in. If they're damaged, you can't sell that.
Yeah.
I've had times where the hottest book of the time, I think it was when Hickman was on X-Men, I don't know, like 100 copies of that book, all of them came in damaged. So now we don't have that book, and it takes 2-3 weeks to get them back if the distributor has copies to send you.
Yeah.
But in that meantime, your customer is going to go to the next store that does have it because they want their damn book.
Yep.
Right. So you get screwed every which way in those types of situations. My store that I go to now, that happened to them. They didn't get their DC orders in, or they only got a little bit. So they did just enough for their pull box. So I got my Lobo #1 that I wanted, but people who wanted it off the wall couldn't get it. So I gave my copy to somebody else because I knew they were going to get their copies in, and I don't need it right now. But I gave my copy to somebody else to buy because they were probably going to go to the next store and find it, or online to find it. And once that happens, you kind of lose a customer.
Yeah.
Once the customer realizes, oh, I don't need to be loyal to Torpedo or to my comic book shop because there's another shop here, or I can get it online, or I have all these other options available to me. And this store doesn't get their books, and they don't understand. Like nobody, not nobody, but most people are just like, whatever, man. You don't get your books. What's wrong with you? Why can't you guys get your crap together and have your books on time? It's that too that happens, and it damages your store.
Yeah, I think, just in short, looking at the entire situation, because a lot of people were talking, Torpedo's probably going out of business, or this is the first step, or whatever. You know what? Maybe the clearance sale kind of makes you feel that way with like the back issues, or maybe they're just trying to make room for a lot more new stuff that they've probably got coming down the pipeline. But
they have a lot of stuff, bro. They're literally, I was there not too long ago. They're literally building a warehouse.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm not surprised.
They're building a warehouse, bro. Like where Steve's at, he's in this building, and then right next to it, they're building this massive construction of a warehouse.
Crazy.
So they're just trying to make space. Everybody's trying to make a little extra money and move product and make space for new stuff.
Yeah. And of course, that's what I was saying is like, given their reputation, the last thing I would even assume is that they would be going out of business. But the other conversation, in short, like I said, people saying, is it because new comics are just not doing it? Are they not selling or whatever? I think when you factor all of these things that we were talking about and the type of shop that Torpedo is, I don't think that it's new comic books are not selling. In fact, I think the landscape has changed significantly when we look at the way that new comics are now accessible to us collectors via online shops, via whatnots, via whatever it may be, man. I know people operating out of their uncle's basements, bro, with a pull box. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty accessible. And we have many options that now exists via online shops that I feel like is starting to cause the brick and mortars to feel it, right? And that's what it is. Deeper discounts via online shops because there's no overhead, and this is where we're at. That's what I'm seeing.
Absolutely, man. That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. Like I said, new comic. Even when I was at Torpedo, new comics didn't make the money for it. Like we had other things going on. Back in the day, we had the greatest signings of all time. We every month we had every month we would have a new signing, and it was the most ridiculous, crazy signings. It's like the CGC exclusive signings. But that was, I don't think maybe a store's nut is made with new comic books, and then they have to supplement something else for profit. You go to a comic book store, you're going to see Pokemon cards. You're going to see gaming. You're going to see back issues. You're going to see trade paperbacks. You're going to see T-shirts and tchotchke things and anything else, because it's you can't just be 100% comic books anymore in that manner.
No, exactly, dude. I go to my LCS. I'm seeing plushies. I'm seeing Magic the Gathering. I'm seeing hockey cards. I'm seeing trade paperbacks. I'm seeing literally anything and everything you could think of. It's all in one now. It's even when I go
We're
to
all pop culture stores now, basically.
Yeah, that's really where we're at. If you go to a GameStop, it's no longer just video games, bro. They're doing cards. They're doing toys.
They got toys. They got T-shirts. They got SH figure art figures. They got into the exclusive game too. They got exclusive stuff there too. So
yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Travis, anything you want to add to that?
I think Gabe pretty much touched everything here, but the one thing I want to say that I don't know that I don't think anybody has said this, so if I'm repeating you guys, I apologize. Lando's been repeating people tonight, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows that. But no, the way they're handling this post right here that's been up on the screen for a minute, this is like, take notes. Like, this is how you handle something like this. This is something that'll, sort of shake up. You're shaking up your business model. It's going to affect your clients. We all know that. We all acknowledge it. We're all very forthright with this. But the way they're handling this is how you should handle it.
Yep.
And this is a masterclass on handling what is ultimately going to be a little bit of bad news to a lot of your clients right now, because these clients are going to have to eventually go elsewhere. And not only are you're giving them a little bit of a bigger discount, and you're also giving them the means to go and take that business somewhere else where they can get these orders fulfilled, since you're not going to be able to do that. That is absolute knock it out of the park how you handle something like this. So even though this is not the best news in the world for folks that are buying these books from Torpedo is absolutely crushing how they're handling this situation. So really all I have to say is this is a huge shout out to Torpedo and everything they've done with this, because reading this, I thought, man, this sucks. This sucks for Torpedo. This sucks for the clientele. Both sides. I know that if there was money to be made here and they could continue to do it, Torpedo would probably continue to do this.
Yeah.
But this is
John loves making money, man. Trust me.
That's what I'm saying. So this is obviously not something that there's like, nah, man, we hate new comic books. Like I don't get that vibe at all here. This is quite literally, a tough decision that they're going to have to pass on and relay the news to their clientele. And they've done it with a lot of grace, and they've done it with some serious good decision making. Yeah. And just this is how you handle something like this. So anybody who's got a business like this is where you take notes. This is good business.
Yeah, I love that they gave people enough time and told them, here's your pull list, go to another store before FOC.
Yeah,
because I've been there at Torpedo, ironically, when other stores have shut down, and we get an influx of their people.
Yep.
And it's like, so imagine you go to a new store on New Comic Book Day and all your books are gone. You can't get the book you want because their pull list took all the absolute Batmans or took all the dorks or whatever. They're giving stores, not only are they thoughtful about their customers, they're thoughtful about the stores around them, that, hey, we don't want you guys to get destroyed. We want you to get new customers, and that you do it in time of FOC so you can adjust your orders to accommodate these new people that you're getting. My store that I go to now, when this came out, they put out a post of like, hey guys, guess what? We have 20% off of our bag, or 20% off of our pull box. They did a little commercial for their pull box situation. And that's helpful. This was helpful to give them the idea to do that and to bring in more customers. So yeah, you're right, Travis. Shout out to Torpedo for doing it the right way and for being an example.
Talk about a complete 180 from the previous post that we were just talking about, from CGC pissing all over CBCS to Torpedo being as classy as it gets, willing to even help their current clients transition to a new shop happily, gracefully. That is how it's done, man. And I was so happy to have this conversation with you guys, dude. This was an absolute amazing time. Gabe, thank you for hopping on. As you said, at the start of this, you're not here representing Torpedo and speaking on their behalf, but as somebody who has worked within the actual shop and knows the logistics on what it takes to run a shop, especially come New Comic Book Day, man, your insight was just wonderful, bro. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thanks for everybody else for watching and, for being a part of the conversation. Because like I said, I don't represent Torpedo, but I understand, like you said, I understand how it works. And I know there's a lot of questions, especially like, is Torpedo going to go out of business and stuff like that? And I'm glad that we can, thank you for giving us the time to kind of clear the air for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Like I said, my dream's always been to go to Torpedo. If this is the closest I got, man, well, Now you know why I keep you so extra close to me, Gabe.
You got to come out, man. You got to come out, man. Torpedo, dude. It's John always wanted to make Torpedo a destination spot, and it is. It's a people who come out here to Vegas. They come out sometimes just for Torpedo, or they're out here for a work event or a vacation, and Torpedo's on their itinerary of things to do. So then it's like that for a reason. It's not just some grimy, danky, crappy kind of store that some comic book stores are. It's a place you go to and you want to take pictures. Like, how many times you go to a store and want to take pictures of stuff, right?
No, exactly, dude. Place. And it's exactly that, because when I think of myself going to Vegas, definitely Torpedo's on that list, and everything else on the list I can't share in case my wife and kids come back to watch this episode. So that being said, I'm not going to talk any further about that. But there you go. Hey, Covrprice is in the house, nice. Man. Before we sign off, I said it at one point within the show, but Covrprice was at C2E2 and had an amazing panel with Jenny Frizen. I encourage you all, go check that out. It's over on the Covrprice YouTube channel. It was so nice to just kick back from my couch, feeling like I was at C2E2, man. That was awesome. Great chat, and I was taking notes, man. Like I told you guys. The ideas, the wheels are turning. Tomorrow night, I just want to remind everybody, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Comic Legion is going live with their new Comic Book Day claim sale. Make sure to tune in for that. Lefteros and Chia bringing the new books of the week. So in case you didn't get to pre-order any of the books coming out this week, swing by, go show some love. And I did mention it, guys. The Daredevil blind bags are coming out this week, and they're going to have a plenty amount available for you guys so tomorrow. So go swing by, show some love, check it out. I'll let you guys say your goodbyes, Travis.
Goodbye.
There you go. Straight to the point. Straight to the point. We'll be saying the same to Travis in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, when you guys are flying back to Montreal. Yeah.
Oh please. Oh please. Gabe, man, again, thank you so much, man. This was a great chat.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite. And thanks for bringing up, for having these cool topics, man. This is fun to have that experience, to be able to kind of have a discussion with two great buddies of mine. From yeah, I feel like we're on Covrprice, but we're not.
It's a different vibe for sure. Yeah. Like I was like, it took me. I keep thinking like we're actually on a CP show tonight, and
I'm like, who's going first? Who's going first?
Who's got the read?
Yeah, who's reading next? Right? Yeah.
Oh my god. It's awesome. Dude, thank you so much for jumping in, for real. Like aside from my stupid goodbye I just had, I do want to take a second, just thank you for coming in, because you gave us a lot of more insight than I would, and certainly Lando, because God Almighty, would have been able to give us on Torpedo. So I really appreciate that, and I love the viewpoints for the CGC stuff as well. So really, man, thank you for hanging out with us.
No, I'm glad to be here, and again, that's not just the viewpoints on Torpedo. Like, your comic book store, guys, everybody who goes to an LCS, they have the same experience. They have that same grind day after day, looking forward to Wednesday. It's a daily grind, and it's like I said, the juice isn't worth the squeeze on it a lot of times. So just keep that in mind. Your books in your pull box don't just magically appear. It's the hardest job at a comic book store is new books for no money.
Yeah, Gabe is not wrong. It is one of the hardest, and he's also not wrong when he says that he thought we were on Covrprice tonight, given the crew, given the vibe and everything going on. But no, we are going to be on Covrprice tomorrow, though. Top 10 show goes live 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be there with this Chooch. And we're gonna have nothing but great times. Can't wait to talk. Yeah, Chooch, come on, guys.
Is that like a chode and a gooch?
No. So in Italian, it's kind of like calling him a donkey.
Like a jackass.
He's called me worse.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll be there tomorrow with Travis and Izzy, bringing you guys the top 10, and then the rest of the week, you know how it goes. Myself and Gabe bring you the new Comic Book Day show. Jeb won't be there. Wednesday, Matt and John are going to go live with Comics Covered. I can't wait to hear what they're going to talk about. Maybe we'll get some post-C2E2 stuff. And then Thursday, Gabe is back with Laura, Marty, and Chris bringing the shakers. So make sure to tune in to all of the greatness. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Those of you catching the replay, love you. And thank you so much. Comment below. Adios, everyone.
Bye.